Yeah, so I'll tell you how paychecks and playchecks came about. And by the way, here's what it looks like. That's the book right there. But anyway, I was a senior executive officer at New York Life, and New York Life was probably 10 or 15 years ahead of the industry, focused on retirement income. And I had to take a field force of about 13 or 14,000 agents and teach them why they should be selling income products instead of the sexy variable annuities or the mutual funds or all these things that are market based and they're much sexier. Can we start selling SPIAs, single premium immediate annuities, and DIAs, deferred income annuities? They're boring products. They're very simple. How do I get them to do that? Well, I had to dig into retirement income. I had to read white papers from Dr. David Babel, Dr. Moshe Milevsky, Dr. Menachem Yari, Dr. Wade Pfau, Dr. Michael Blanchett, Dr. Michael Finger. And what I did in reading those, um, these are some of the smartest people in the world, and they use math and science. And if you read their works, it's all these long formulas. Like I couldn't even read these formulas, but and then if you think about who designs annuities and who designs life insurance products, they're called actuaries. What do actuaries have to study to become actuaries? Math and science. And so everything I write about and I speak about, these aren't my opinions. These aren't the opinions of people. This is mathematically and scientifically based. There is an optimal formula. I don't say the best because nobody knows what's going to be the best. I mean, if Bitcoin hits $1 million of Bitcoin, we should all put our money in Bitcoin. If gold hits, 50,000 an ounce, we should put our money in gold. If the stock market goes to 100,000, we should all put our money in the stock market. Nobody knows what's going to be the best. What math and science does when there's many different things, inflation up, inflation down, market up, market down, recession, depression, they find the optimal, and all optimal means is your best chance to have the best outcome. Okay, they look at all the different what would be the optimal solution. It's the best chance of having the best, and that's what I write about. That's what I speak about.
And that is incredible. Mark, in your 18 years of experience, you've sold, we know each other pretty well, a plethora of annuities, different types of annuities, converting people to annuities. What have you found? I love how how Tom said the other ones are more sexy. They sound more sexy. These are boring, but more factual. Have you found that to be true with your database of clients?
100%. The biggest challenge or the biggest thing that I face when I'm talking to my clients and helping my advisors speak to clients is sharing with them the value proposition of something less sexy but more stable. So it really positions them for a great income, a guaranteed income, and security for their money. I come across people that say, that's boring. What's the upside? I like watching every day the stock market go up and down. It's exciting. It's colorful. But when they get to the point where they have no money, all of a sudden that colorful stuff looks black. And in my conversations with the people that I come across, I talk about how do we keep it neutral, but make sure when you're ready to be done, the money's there for you, it's protected. So sexy is great, but stable's pretty. And let's stay pretty, or how I like to really define it, in a smart way to prepare yourself for your retirement. So yes, very much like Tom. Um, Sexy, again, is great, but let's stay pretty.
I think you were just describing my first marriage, but I'm not sure about that. Sexy is great, but it only lasts a certain amount of time. Well, it's funny.
Well, and Michael, let me add one more thing. What the math and science shows is you should have some money exposed to stocks, and maybe you should have a little crypto, but it's all in the right place at the right time. What it shows is that 20 to 40% of a retirement portfolio should be in retirement income, guaranteed lifetime income. And that's the paycheck. And then you can invest. And even BlackRock, and by the way, BlackRock doesn't sell any annuities, but they're smart, and they got a lot of smart people. And they say adding guaranteed lifetime income to a retirement portfolio increases performance by 29% and reduces downside risk by 33%. That's BlackRock. Barclays, they don't sell any annuities. They say fixed index annuities outperform bonds. The Wall Street Journal said you should move some of your bonds into annuities. So, I mean, the research is clear that it's not annuities versus stocks. It's that income annuities outperform bonds, and that will help your overall portfolio. So you don't have to get rid of the sexy stocks if you don't want to, but you should just have more guaranteed lifetime income to at least replace those bonds that have not been doing what they should be doing over the past, 5 or 10 years.
And Tom, I completely agree. The point that I'm making is It's a needs analysis process. Let's talk to our prospect, find out where they're comfortable, what their risk tolerance is, what percentage of those dollars that they want to put somewhere are really well suited for stocks. If they want to place with some crypto, is it 20%? Is it 30%? And then how do we diversify into things that are more secure? Because what happens if they make that move and it has a negative outcome for a little while? It doesn't mean they're not going to recover or they can't cost average down. But like you just said, let's take a look at the percentile. What's their risk tolerance? What's their total portfolio look like? And how do we blend it out so they have that guaranteed income and security for retirement while they're still, making the moves that they'd like to?